G'day everybody, welcome to today's FTX watch list. It's me, Greg, not one of the other boys. So, obviously, first things first, it's brought to you by FTX and TRADERCOBB. Links below in the description for all that you need on 10% off of your trading fees. Yes. Whew, just got chilly. Okay, so here's the watch list that I came up with this morning. But before I do that, just a quick look at the top 10, or just Bitcoin more than anything else, because I think it needs to be said. If you recall this pullback over here, we went up and sold off. We went up and sold off, up and sold off. That one, not so much. Up, sold off, up. Excuse me, sold off, up, sold off. A lot of weakness through there. We've climbed back to create a new higher high, only just. And again, up. We went up and sold off, up and sold off, up and sold off. Let's hope today carries us through and we start to get some follow through with Bitcoin. And it's not just, Bitcoin's not the only chart that's having a hard time. There are some charts out there that you're about to see that are really, really good, really nice looking trends. Bitcoin's just very tired. It looks very heavy and weak at the moment. But that being said, it is in an uptrend and we could push higher. If we do, great. But just always have a defensive plan in place as well. And of course, as I always say, take profits. Okay, so let's go ahead and have a look at the watch list that we do have that I made earlier this morning. So Zcash, unfortunately on the daily, I was hoping for it to close a little bit more bullish than what it did. Somewhere up here would have been nice, simply because there would be a cradle trade. It's just not bullish enough for me, I've got to say. Some people might like it more than I do, but it is what it is. There's a higher, lower, higher, higher, pull back in. So if it's not the case that I'm looking for a daily cradle, personally, the two-day trends there as well, then what am I looking for? I hear you ask. So let me just drop down here and I'll show you. So there is still one potential opportunity still to go with Zcash. And what it is that there's two tests on that daily high. So you can see where that level's drawn in there on the 1 hour. There it is there on the daily. It is literally at the high of that candle. And I like taking breakouts on lower time frames that match up with the higher time frames. Now, whilst it's not ready just yet, that is a chart that I will be watching throughout the day. And of course, now with this pullback, we do have the potential for a higher low if we are to move back into here. So I'll be looking at the 2 hour, the 1 hour, that sort of thing to see if we do get a push up into that level, and therefore opening us up for kind of a daily cradle and breakout combined. And then we go to the higher time frames for a lot of this stuff, and I'll show you again here on Cardano. It was on my list yesterday. I actually really love where it's come back to. The issue that I guess I'm faced with is that for a cradle, my stop would need to be down here. And of course, this is going to, if we look at the 12 hour, this has still got 11 hours to go. So that'll be 10 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time tonight. So a lot of this list is waiting for that time to see if we do get opportunities or do get, pullbacks and trades off of certain points. It's a lovely level to be back into, and I will be watching that later on this evening. Well, the other thing is as well is that when we've got these daily trends or these higher time frame trends, like with Cardano here, as you can see on the daily here, we've pushed through that resistance, we've pulled back in. It's a very nice looking trend, to be honest. That's why I'm open to a trade off of it. If we do start to get these daily trends with some cyclicity on the lower time frames, I'm more than happy to go and drop down to those lower time frames, but it's not ready just yet. So for me at the moment, it's about watching Cardano here on the 12 hour. Oh, dearie me, Gala. Ooh. I think I might have to take this out, just purely, not because of the trend, but purely because of how long it's going to take. Now, what I was looking at this morning was a pullback into here. When we were down around these lows, I thought if the next candle was to open up and be bullish, that could be a cradle. We could get a trade off of that level. But in fact, we rejected those lows. And the fact of the matter is, look, yeah, sure, whilst we could still come back into here and it would still be fine, the reality of the situation is that this candle or the next candle need to come down into here, then the next candle needs to open. And because we're looking at a 12-hour time frame, I'm better off just coming back tomorrow morning to have a look at that. So I'm going to release Gala from the list. Okay, stepping. Now, this was one that I was watching this morning. It's bounced back up again. Yeah, just now too, isn't it? I was keeping an eye on stepping here with this bullish candle. Now, it broke the low, so I thought, okay, maybe the next candle off of this region here might give a little bullish candle. Unfortunately, because it has rejected quite heavily, it too is now not looking quite so good. The 4 hours too big. I'm going to leave it in for the moment though, because it could still offer opportunity later on today. So the simple play would be a little bullish candle down here somewhere for a cradle trade. Looks. So we'll start here at the 2, which clearly shows a lower high here, a little lower high here, and we'll move lower. Look at this on the 1 hour. This is a beautiful looking chart, and I love where it's back into now. Now, what I'm looking at here is the potential for a short. You can see this little bearish candle. That's the sort of thing I want, and then that's the sort of move I want. So I can get my 1-to-1, get my profits, nice, quick, smart. We're in the right spot right here, and whilst the market is starting to rise at the moment, we could still see further downside yet, and I'm very open to having a short position available to me. As you can see here, we have come off the last 2 days, a very significant fall yesterday here, and I'm just simply waiting to see if we get a little cradle in here, probably the most likely position so far, especially when we look at the time frame. It's on the 1 hour chart. So a small bearish candle in here, backed up by the 2 hour downtrend and the 4 hour with the lower high here. It does work, and I'll be waiting to see how that goes. Mid-perp, we jump back to the highs now. Oh, it's such a shame that... It's such a shame that we didn't get the candle that I wanted in here. With that being said, though, I mean, look, the trend's still available. It's a pullback. We've got a bullish candle right there, whether it be the 12 or the 16. If this doesn't get too much bigger, if it were to just hold in that, you know, where it is here, a stop down here wouldn't be out of the ordinary, and it wouldn't be too big. So once again, I am forced to wait and see what happens later. The only other option is that maybe we'll see a level start to form, but again, there is no sign of that just yet. So I wait on the 12 hour, which will be later on this evening. If you took it on the 8 hour here, which was at 2 o'clock this morning, then you're probably asleep now. Then you would be long, and you'd be just starting to get back into profit again now. One perp, one of the favorites out there as far as the trend goes and the chart goes. Why? Well, let's have a look here on the daily time frame. Look at how this has moved. Really nice high low, great push in, beautiful pullback. So whilst Bitcoin's remaining a little bit, well, not all that good, also looking a little bit weak, there are some really nice trends out there, as you can see. Now with Harmony here, or one, little pullback here, you know, pullback move. If this candle can close small and bullish, something like that would be ideal. Of course, there's an awful lot of time to go as we are looking at the 12 hour. If that was to occur, then I would certainly be open to that. Let me just check this. 8. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of the 8. It's not terrible, but I think I will wait that extra few hours for the 12 there, for a cradle there if we get it. On to Uniswap, well, it's pretty self-explanatory there. Have a look at that chart. It's a beautiful chart. It's been trending quite well. It's been moving and extending itself very, very nicely. So I'm just waiting to see if I can get a little bullish candle down here again. It's the 12 or the 16. The 12 will be my preference because the 16 is a 2 a.m. close, and that ain't happening for me. And finally, on to... oh no, this one, yeah, I'm just looking at the potential for a support level down here. So for those of you who have done the Become a Master course and know the breakout, well, you know what we're looking for down here. Otherwise, what we would need to see for a cradle is a breakdown through and a pull back into that level. Again, it's going to take a little bit of time. The one that is there at the moment, where am I? That needs to be monitored most closely is most definitely looks rare. This one here is right there in that cradle zone. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Quick little wrap of a watch list from this morning. It's nice to have some long options for later and some short options available too, meaning that we're going to have opportunities or potential opportunities, because we don't know if they're going to set up, whether the market goes up or the market goes down. And that is a good thing. Don't forget to get your 10% off your trading fees with FTX in the description below, and to join our Become a Master course by clicking on the description below. Have a great day. I'll speak to you again very soon. Bye for now.